Okay, this is for the Preparing for Death portfolio. This is my mom, and we're going to be going over my portfolio together so she knows my thoughts and values for the end of my life, and we're going to see how she feels about them. Okay.
Is this actually genuinely how you feel, just so I know before we start?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. As of right now.
Yeah.
Right?
And a lot of it I was like, I don't really know, and I was like kind of scared to like mark it, but I can always go back, obviously.
100%. Yeah.
So first this is an advanced directive. So my end of life decisions, the first thing I had to do was this values worksheet. Basically I said that my most important things were preserving my quality of life and staying true to like my beliefs. And the things that were the least important to me was like making a contribution to medical research and living as long as possible, regardless of quality of life. And then again, I said, what's most important is quality of life. I want to still feel like myself, and I want my family to like be able to be present and visit me and whatever that looks like. Sorry. I said that I would want life-sustaining measures if I had a terminal illness, if I had an irreversible chronic illness or dementia, but I don't if I'm in a permanent coma. Meaning like
Yep.
if there's no sign of me getting better after like 6 months or whatever, then that's it. I don't really want to like live off a machine and have my family pay for that. Do you have any thoughts about that?
6 months is a long time. So that
Yeah, maybe 3 months.
I'm just asking, like, and I won't be ready to let you go no matter if it's 3, 6, a year, 2 years, 20
I was
years.
just scared to put 3.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because it's awful.
Yeah. I said I don't have. I'm okay with all of these medical procedures, like
Respirator, CPR, artificial nutrition and hydration, hospital intensive care, pain relief. Yeah.
because I'm young. Like if I was old, I may not feel the same about some of them. But for right now, I said I was okay with them and that I don't have any mental or physical things that were gonna affect my healthcare decisions. Like I'm fine. I can make up my own healthcare decisions. Like I'm capable.
Yep.
Okay. This asked if I wanted to be placed in a nursing home or care facility, and I said ideally no, but like if my family thought that was what was best for me, I'd be willing to go. But if I had a say, no. I would prefer to have hospice at home rather than going to like a hospice care center or home or whatever. That I want to be a part of making my own medical decisions if I'm, mentally capable. And I also want to know everything. Like it asked if like, you know how some cultures, like they don't tell someone if they have cancer and stuff. I said like, I want to know, please tell me. Okay. This is talking about if my mental or physical state has deteriorated, the prognosis is grave, and there's a little chance that I will ever regain mental or physical function, I would like the following. I said I would like antibiotics, electroshock if my heart started beating, heart regulating drugs, steroid therapy if I need it for my brain, stimulants, or like blood transfusions, artificial nutrition, and hydration. I only said I would have a trial period for kidney dialysis and ventilation. What?
I don't know. Like, I know, like, a guy at my work, he was on dialysis for literal years.
Well, this isn't saying, there's no cutoff. Like,
Okay, the trial period worried me because that's intense. Like, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because if something happened to your kidneys, I feel like you should be on dialysis for as long as you can.
It's just trial period because I'm like, right now I don't know.
You don't know enough about it. Yeah.
Right. It's not, they're not going to take me off. Like if I'm on dialysis, I'm competent. I can be like, no, I'd rather keep going,
Okay.
This one was the hardest for me to fill out. This is about dementia. And basically it gives you a statement and then here's your 4 options and they're in order. So the first one is, I've forgotten everything about my past, but I still recognize those closest to me. So I had to pick if I either wanted to live as long as possible, that I want no life-saving treatments, meaning if I need CPR, they wouldn't give it to me. I'd have a DNR in place at that time.
With just dementia?
Yeah, there's a bunch of these.
Okay.
So these are the categories. The next is to keep me comfortable and stop or avoid any treatments that are preventing me from dying from disease. And then the last one, to keep me comfortable, stopping all treatments and withholding food and water.
Okay.
So that I would just
But
die.
at this point, you've just forgotten everybody, except for the people who are closest to you.
Or forgotten things about my past. So I said I wanted to live as long as possible. Then we go to, I no longer recognize my loved ones, but I still smile and seem happy in my own world. I said that was basically a time that I'd want a DNR in place. Like, I don't
Okay.
know anyone. I'm just in La La Land.
I know.
No, thank
Yep.
you. This one, gosh. I no longer recognize my loved ones and I seem unhappy, sad, or anxious. I put the third one.
Keep me comfortable and stop or avoid any treatments that are preventing me from dying from other diseases. Okay.
I also put that for that I'm suffering mentally from anxiety and I'm not able to control it with any sort of medication. I'm just panicked all the time. Also put the third one. Next is that I'm angry or violent, but with medication, I'm normally okay. I went with number 2. This one's that I'm angry and violent and it's not controlled by any medication. Number 3. Not how I want to live. And that I no longer communicate with my loved ones through words. I said I wanted to live as long as possible. I think there's other ways of communicating and yeah. For all 3 of these, I can no longer feed myself, I can no longer bathe myself, and I can no longer toilet myself. If like maybe a DNR would be okay at that point. I'm old, I have dementia.
So you have dementia through all of it?
Yes, all of this is with dementia.
Okay. I was like,
No, this is not
Okay,
like
okay,
if I got into an accident and I
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
feed myself. This is like I'm
Okay.
elderly with dementia
Yep.
and experiencing these.
Okay. You did this.
Okay, that's it. Oh. This is out of order, sorry. This one is I'm unable to leave my bed. I said I wanted to live as long as possible still. I feel like there's life to live there. I can no longer dress myself. I want to live as long as possible. I just feel like that's not really compromising my
Yeah.
character. That the only option to care for me is a nursing home. Again, want to live as long as possible. And that I no longer seem interested in food, but I'll swallow if a spoon's held to my lips. I put number 2. At that point, I probably am dying anyway, so if I'm not interested in food. Okay. These papers are, I don't really need your reactions to them, but this is like basically goes with these, and it's to like a medical provider. Like if I'm able to speak for myself, my wishes will be honored. You will make a referral to a hospice as soon as I'm eligible, and just basically saying that, sending this to the doctor. Same thing for like an assisted living facility and hospital visitation. Yeah, and that's it.
Wait,
So
say that one more time.
These are just papers that go with the advance directive to the doctor,
Acknowledging.
to a nursing home.
Got it.
Like, hey, this is what I want. I want you to follow this.
Okay.
Now we're gonna move on
I can smell that now.
to how I answer these questions, and this is where you can have more of an opinion of like, hey, like I think you need to add this. Like
Okay.
this is confusing or whatever. Actually, scoot back to the advance directive. I said Tommy and you would be my medical power of attorneys. I mean, probably Tommy once we get married, but if we both died, you would have to do it. Basically, I said that this information, this file or what have you, will go into like a fireproof bag with all our other important documents, and these are the people that will have, like, that I want to be able to access it. Like, they will know where it is and what have you.
In order of importance or just order?
Well, where do you want to be? No,
I
it's
don't
not.
care. I'm just
it's
asking.
not. No, it's not. It's just if Pop's
doesn't
like,
matter,
hey, I
like-
want this information, he would be able to access it. But I really think this is
You're
just.
on the list too.
I'm really thinking this is just meaning I'm gonna tell y'all where it is, and I want you to be able to look at it or whatever.
Okay.
Okay, first is talking about the good death, like basically the kind of death that you want to die, how you think dying in a good way is. I mean, like, you know, super ideally, I like to die in my sleep, but like I can't choose that. But I did say that my idea of a good death is being able to leave this earth in a place where I feel comfortable, known, and loved. Ideally, I would like this to be wherever my home is at the time. I want my pictures on the walls, and I want to be able to use my favorite blanket. I want to drink out of my favorite coffee mug and use my own bathroom. And I want all the people I love to be able to come and be there and what have you. If I needed to go on hospice care again, I would prefer for it to be at home. I know it's not everyone's ideal, but I think my family would be willing to accommodate this desire and do whatever need to do to make it happen. I also believe that my house, I mean, I'm just thinking here at the moment, but could accommodate this. Like, we can move furniture around, move a hospital bed in, whatever. I did say that I would consent to going on hospice or going to an assisted living facility or whatever kind of care home that was needed. If my immediate family kind of felt like I needed that higher level of care, or that I was going to be better taken care of in that sort of environment, and that I trust my loved ones to have my best intentions and want me to be comfortable and receive the best kind of care. If I had to go to this like non-home sort of facility, I would want the space to feel as homey as possible without anyone going through too much trouble. Like maybe bringing some photos or my favorite pillow and blanket and just bringing things from my house so it doesn't feel so like sterile. And I'd want visitors as much as possible. I don't really want to be alone probably at all during that. I want to see anyone and everyone that feels like they want to come visit or say bye.
I'm reading on.
Okay, do you have any thoughts about that part?
No, I think that's good.
Okay. Body disposal.
I was reading ahead.
Don't read ahead.
I know, I'm sorry.
I would like a traditional fire cremation. You do have to have a casket. They can't just put your body directly into the furnace, whatever it is. So I said I want the absolute cheapest one available, which is a cardboard box. Some places tell you that
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. But a cardboard box will be just fine. I don't want anyone to be buying this multiple $1,000s of casket to burn.
That's awful. I had no idea.
I also do not want a viewing. I do not want my cremated remains on display anywhere at any service.
But you don't want your body displayed either?
What do you mean my body?
So prior to being cremated,
no,
there's viewings
No,
at times.
I said I do not want a viewing.
Okay.
And I do not want my urn anywhere for anyone to see.
Okay.
Not my thing. I said that I am a Christian, but I don't think that what I choose to do with my dead body is significant. Like some religions think like you have to be buried because your resurrected body. I said, well, I do believe in that we'll be resurrected and go to heaven. I think my earthly body is no longer needed and can be disposed of really in any way. I also said I don't really care what happens to my body when I die. I'm not like super worried about it. I just think I'm dead. I'm no longer there. I really don't care.
So nothing to do with your ashes. What do we do with the ashes? Okay.
I believe that I'll be in heaven and that I just have no need for this body. I've chosen cremation because it's cheaper than being buried. It's really easily accessible. People are, used to that, comfortable with it, whatever. I don't really feel like I need to claim this like permanent spot on earth, and I do not want my friends and family to feel like they need to come visit me and bring me flowers and keep it clean and blah blah blah. I'm not even there. Who cares? That's how I feel. I do plan to set aside money for that when I'm old, but I just feel like it's kind of morbid and I don't want to do that right now. I just want my ashes to be gone. Like, I don't want them to be thrown in the trash, like maybe spread somewhere. But at this point in my life, again, I don't really have somewhere that I'm like, oh, please. But if anyone feels strongly, I want to put some of Taylor's ashes in this park. Sure, whatever. They're not sitting in anyone's house. I want them to be disposed of pretty quickly. Like, Aunt Evelyn still has Uncle's ashes. It's too long. Like, let me go.
Aunt Patty has some on her nightstand. She spread a lot, but
I want them all gone. I don't want anyone. Don't put me in a necklace. Don't put me in a ring. No fireplace. No, that's weird to me. I don't want to be there. No. Okay, my finances and possessions. I said I don't really have any currently. I don't have a living will or trust, but I'm sure that I will set one up soon once me and Tommy get married and start to collect some assets and some actual money with real jobs. I said Tommy will probably be the executor of my will because we'll be married, hopefully, when I die.
Hold on, I have something.
What?
So while he's your executor, because he's your husband, you will likely travel together.
Yeah, I know. I have to have someone as a backup.
So that's what I was going to say. Like in our case, we're each other's unless we both pass. And if both of us pass, then his friend Jimmy is his executor and Gary is mine. Just so you know. But
Okay.
you can't just,
I know.
you can,
I'll
but I
put-
feel like you shouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, this is probably not something that you've thought about in yours, but this is, becoming a reality for young people, is what happens to your presence online, the virtual world. I said, I don't really know, and I probably just don't care about what happens to my virtual identity. All of my social media accounts are public. My followers are my family and friends. I have nothing to hide. I don't do anything weird on the internet. I don't have any secret accounts. I'm not scared of anyone finding anything. It's all out there already. So I think my preference for the social media accounts that I do have would just to be left the way they are. I don't necessarily want everything wiped or deleted because I wrote things on there and I posted pictures that I liked. People might want to go back and look at that and be like, oh, yeah, I remember that, for memories and stuff. But I do not want, and I learned about this in class, a virtual, memorial, like a meme almost, of a picture of me with flowers and it's like, rest in peace, Taylor. But no, don't be posting that on my Instagram, please. It's fine. Anyway, I just don't want them to be deleted. I think I want everything to just stay the way it is. All of my passwords are on my phone, on my notes. Tommy knows how to find them. There's a password on it. But anyone would be able to access it pretty dang easily. They're really not that hidden. I also don't have any, important files or documents, on my computer or my phone. Pretty much anything could be wiped. This will be on there, but it'll also be printed, so it's not the biggest deal. People can, look through my photos and take what they want, but I'm not worried about anything being lost. Okay, here's the social part. So I said that I would love to leave messages for my loved ones to be able to read after I die. And obviously that's only possible if I'm aware that the end of my life is coming. Right, but in an ideal situation, I'd be able to do that. I said I would want to write handwritten letters to Tommy, my kids, my grandchildren, and if any of my parents or grandparents or whoever is still living, and my close friends. I said if I were to die while my kids are young, I'd want to write them each letters for different milestones in their lives, like graduations, big birthdays, their wedding day, and the birth of their children. I also would love to make a video and tell my story in the ways that God has been good and faithful in my life. I want my friends and family to have this video to look back at if they miss me or want to hear my voice. And if I had time, I would love to record videos saying and bye and admiring my husband and all of my kids. Any thoughts about that?
Just said.
Okay. Next, this is about my funeral thing. I said I don't like funerals and I don't want one. Again, body is nowhere. No one is seeing that. Nope. I would like to have a celebration of life service. People can wear bright colors or their favorite dress. I want there to be sweet pictures of me and my family and maybe some vases of my favorite flowers. Maybe some snacks would be there, and I said lots of Dr. Pepper. But I want people to share their favorite memories and stories with me and just spend time together, remembering me in a positive way. And, people have space to mourn and show emotion the way they want. They can cry. It's fine. I just don't want it to be this, somber,
I read ahead. I'm sorry.
Stop. Can you just listen to what I'm saying? I also made a playlist for my funeral of ideas of songs that I want to be played. It has songs that are going to be played at our wedding, songs that remind me of my family, plenty of ABBA, and worship songs praising Jesus. I said at this point in my life, my mom would take charge and notify the people that need to be notified, they call A&M, deal with that with my classes or my rent or whatever that you would take on that, I would imagine. But pretty soon, Tommy would start being in charge of some of that stuff because it'll be shared, and he would probably, call my work and things like that. I said, this is about me and Tommy. I said, I hate the possibility of Tommy or I dying young, and I have a lot of jumbled thoughts about that, what that would look like. I said, if I died relatively young, I think I would want Tommy to move on, marry someone else. But if we have grandchildren already, you've got enough. You've got the love that you needed in this life, and you need to pour into them. And I've also just seen with some of my friends where their grandparents moved on, and it really just change the family dynamic a lot. And I get being lonely. I don't know. But I also said that it's his decision. I can't let my feelings control him. But that's what I want, ideally.
Yeah.
Last section is information dispersal. I said my fiance, parents, grandparents, 8 of my closest friends all have my location, be able to find my phone, any information on there. It's really easy to access. My password's known by pretty much anyone that I meet. It's not really a secret. People could get into it. My passport, social security card, birth certificate, all that stuff you have currently, I will have very soon. It'll all be kept in one place, probably in our hall closet. And there's no special locks or codes or whatever. And people know where this information is.
What did that say at the bottom?
I have to put the link there for your interview. It's not, that's it. Do you have any closing thoughts about this?
Please don't die until I'm long gone, when I'm super old.
No,
but
no, not when you're old.
After I'm super old.
Yeah, you need
dead.
to be super old and dead, and then I'll get super old and dead.
But that's what I'm saying. I need to be old and dead, and then you can die many years later.
Dead too.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, now seeing this, do you have any edits you want to make to your own?
No. Once Lindsay and I got married, we made a will and we went through all.
Do you have
that.
your body disposal stuff and like what you want for your funeral?
Well, yes and no. So initially he wanted to be cremated, I wanted to be buried, and then he agreed to be buried because I was going to be. And the more I thought about it, cost effectiveness, the fact that I don't go and see any of my grandparents in their resting place, it's, to me, I won't say a waste of money, but it's a huge expense that's not necessary. And so we both decided to be cremated. We haven't talked about how we want those to go, and
your ashes.
Yes. I mean, like, ultimately, I think, yes, we both decided a cardboard box, even though I just found that out today. That would be the way I think that both of us would choose to go. But as far as I think I like your idea of, I don't want people looking at my body. I don't want people doing things with my ashes. Ideally, I would like to, now I'm going to cry, something stupid. So stupid, it's not real. But I want my ashes to be with his ashes.
Somewhere or spread?
I don't know. I don't care. As long as when we both have passed, we're both together.
So what if one of you dies first and they're spread somewhere? Or you wait, you want to wait and be spread together?
I don't know. What do you
think? You got to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, you have to hold on to me until he dies, because he has to die first, and then I have to die.
So then Austin
you have to hold on to me.
No, you'll die second, so then you'll be spread sometime. I don't know. Hold
on.
Anyway, do you have any other thoughts about mine?
No. No.
Okay. Thanks. That's all.
Okay.